Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and I'm doing a follow-up video today talking about WWE 2K24 and the Pat McAfee show pack. Now, when this video goes up, it will be Wednesday, when the pack was originally supposed to have been released, but we got news that on Monday it was going to be delayed, or at least Pat McAfee himself revealed that it was going to be delayed. 2K on Tuesday did reveal that, hey, it will be delayed by a week. It will come out on the 31st, and they showed the screenshot of Pat McAfee punting a football, which we will get a football as a weapon, punting Dominic Mysterio in the back of the head. Now, they also played his entrance. He's got his music. Pat's model looks great. This is where I want to talk about Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee's response to the fans. Because for someone who is a fan, just like the rest of us, even though he does do a cool job as commentating on Monday Night Raw, it is interesting to me the response that he and Ty Schmit had on Tuesday, and I want to talk about that because I find it very, let's just say, Pat McAfee likes to say for the brand. That's his whole thing. If I'm WWE, I don't know if I like those comments. But before I get into those comments, hit that like and subscribe button for more weekly wrestling content here at Ringside Cinema. And next week is SummerSlam, meaning I will have a live stream next Saturday here, August 3rd, as we will see whether or not Solo Sikoa can defeat Cody Rhodes. Can Rhea Ripley regain her Women's World title? Is Damian Priest going to beat Gunther? Is Drew McIntyre finally going to get his hands on CM Punk? Join me next Saturday. We will find out all of it as my SummerSlam live stream will kick off Saturday at 6:30 p.m. with SummerSlam kicking off at 7 o'clock. So, hit that like and subscribe button today for more weekly wrestling content, and join me for my live stream next Saturday for SummerSlam. So, back to the Pat McAfee pack. So, yeah, a lot of people were not excited about it when this was first announced. And yeah, there's a lot of people that were like, well, we're getting a lot of football players. And yeah, okay. I've seen some people liken this to say, oh, what if Madden somehow, added a bunch of wrestlers into their football game? Well, and it's starting to rain again here. It's been raining like crazy here in the Carolinas. It's been crazy rain all week. But people were saying that, oh, this is like if Madden adds football players or wrestlers to their game. And I kind of covered this on Monday when I talked about this being delayed. I mean, look at the history of pro wrestling. Look at the wrestlers, the famous, a lot of the big name wrestlers played football. So it's not like it's too far-fetched that if WWE did want to work with EA, obviously, they have a partnership with 2K, so that wouldn't be possible. But let's say 2K did release a NFL game and WWE was like, hey, we've got this crop of talent that used to play football. Can we put them in your game? It wouldn't be too far fetched of an idea that there would be some kind of WWE like DLC pack in a 2K football game. You know, Roman Reigns. Like I said, I talked about this on Monday. Roman Reigns played at Georgia Tech. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he played football. It's well known The Rock played at the University of Miami. So we've been playing with football players in a wrestling game for decades now. I mean, so it's not too far fetched to the point that I can kind of excuse AJ Hawk and Darius Butler being in the game. But when we talk about Ty Schmit, we talk about Boston Connor, and that's where the disconnect really, I feel like, when Pat McAfee's response to all of this. But when we get to non-wrestlers, and I can't, obviously due to copyrights, I can't play the clip from the Pat McAfee show, but basically, to sum it up, Pat McAfee and Ty and Boston, they were sarcastic, taking shots at the, as Pat McAfee put it, bum-ass IWC fans that were upset about Boston and Ty being in the game. And, look, again, there's rumors that Pat McAfee turned down WWE 2K before because of, he wanted his friends in the game. And then, even though there's been no real confirmation of it, there's been no real source, it's just been a lot of rumors, it does kind of confirm the fact that Pat McAfee is finally in a game, 2K game, and that his friends are in the game with him. So it does kind of confirm that Pat was like, I'm not going into the game unless you put my friends in the game. So that kind of confirms the rumor. I would have liked Pat to have like someone from 2K on, or like somebody from maybe a dev or some kind of statement saying, hey, this is how we chose our DLC, blah blah blah, whatever. I think it would have been a lot better than just listening to Ty, go on about how, again, they're kind of sarcastically making fun of the IWC and the angry fans. That I'm not upset about it. I get it. They were being sarcastic. But when I look at it from a WWE perspective, I look at it from Triple H's perspective, Shawn Michaels' perspective down in NXT, and I look at the fact that they got this new TV deal coming up with the CW in the fall. And yes, he was being sarcastic. I get it. I understand it. I'm not mad. But again, I look at it from, if you're Triple H, you're Shawn Michaels, you're Nick Khan, you're anybody there down in NXT, when you have Ty Schmit going on the show, and he's, again, he's sarcastically poking fun at the fans that are mad. But he does it in a way where he says, fans are mad because they don't have a lot of, because they wanted the NXT wrestlers that nobody knows or nobody cares about, or he called them losers, something to that effect. And for me, again, I don't care. I get it. He was being sarcastic. They were having fun with it. But if you're Triple H, you're Shawn Michaels, you are running NXT, you're running WWE as a whole, and you're going, one of our main color commentators friend just went on to his show and called our NXT roster a bunch of losers and people and talent that they may have not heard of. And to me, I feel like that would be Triple H at that point, or Shawn Michaels, would be calling Pat McAfee going, hey dude, um, you talk about for the brand. Well, you're kind of hurting the brand of NXT by having Ty Schmit go out there and say that they're a bunch of losers that nobody's heard of. But what really gets me, and again, poke fun of the IWC, which I'm a part of, poke fun of the gaming community. Okay, fine, whatever. I get it. WWE also has a hand in making these games, or who gets approved to be in the games. It's not like if you look at AEW, right? Look, obviously AEW doesn't have the rights to the names of, say, Daniel Bryan, The Big Show, Edge, Dean Ambrose. Who else am I missing? Whoever else had to change their name in AEW, right? Because they couldn't take their WWE name with them, right? So it's not like WWE can just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna put Edge in the game, we're gonna put Daniel Bryan in the game. It's because it has a lot to do with rights. We're way beyond the years of fake Diesel, fake Razor Ramon, but to me, what I find so interesting is how they kind of tried to flip it on the fans. Was Ty was initiating that, oh, it's also going against, they don't want Pat in the game. Wait, what? Wait. No. No, we've been wanting Pat McAfee in the game for the last couple years. So why is Ty trying to flip it to where, they don't want you in the game either? It's like, no, we just think that you're taking up roster spots for people, for NXT talent, for wrestlers that should be in the game. If you included a Pat McAfee and commentators pack, I think that would have been cool. And especially with the 40 years of WrestleMania, I know Corey Graves, didn't compete at a WrestleMania, but he had to retire before that. But literally, you have Booker T, Wade Barrett, Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler. You have all these, commentators that you could make a commentators pack for, where you could theme it around WrestleMania. Or you could give us like a new, older version of Booker T, kind of how we have an older Shawn Michaels. Like, to me, you could have had, like, the Pat McAfee pack could have easily have been Pat McAfee, Michael Cole in his orange singlet from WrestleMania 27, Jerry Lawler, WrestleMania 27 attire. Again, it's 40 years of WrestleMania. Why not theme the pack around WrestleMania? Maybe throw Booker T in there with, like, his attire from WrestleMania 19 when he fought Triple H. Or maybe Wade Barrett from WrestleMania 31. I don't know. Whatever WrestleMania Wade Barrett was on. I mean, I think at the end of the day, to shorten this video up so don't go too much longer, plus I don't know if this lightning, thunder, or whatever is going to knock the power out. But to summarize, I really think, Pat McAfee, WWE 2K really, really, really misread the room when it came to the crossover of the Pat McAfee show and the wrestling audience. I think, to me, this is a big misread. Like, the saying about reading the room. Yeah, 2K WWE Pat McAfee completely didn't misread the room. Because the audience that watches the Pat McAfee show is not the same audience that watches wrestling, watches WWE. And judging from the tweets that I've seen in response to the clip that Pat McAfee posted, it's very clear that there's a distinct difference in the wrestling fans who watch the show versus the non wrestling fans who watch the show. It's two completely different audiences that I think 2K, WWE, and Pat McAfee really thought, oh, this would be a cool crossover. But they didn't, I don't think they understood how different the audiences are. Like, yes, Pat McAfee has been on WrestleMania. Pat McAfee has wrestled in WWE. Yes, that's fine. That's great. That's why a lot of wrestling fans wanted him in the game last year. They wanted him in the game this year. That's why they're excited to play as him this year. But then when you got Ty Schmit and you got Boston Connor, who I have nothing against. You know, they seem like cool dudes. Like, I could see myself watching a football game with them. But, like, for me, you know, like, this was just not reading the room. It's just one of those things where, at the end of the day, this was just a poor crossover attempt, and it just didn't work. And now you got two fans, your wrestling fans are upset. Now you got the fans that don't watch wrestling, but maybe are playing the game because Pat McAfee and his friends are in the game. Now you got them two going back and forth, bickering against one another. And yeah, so, and if you think that this is going to stop with just the Pat McAfee show, I mean, look, we saw Post Malone and Friends this year as a DLC pack, probably based off of what we've seen on WWE TV this year. I would not be surprised if Sexy Red has a DLC pack next year. You know, I could easily see Sexy Red having a DLC pack where she's in there with some women of NXT. So wherever women don't make the base roster of 2K25, I could see her being like kind of the focus of a women's pack in next year's game. Also, Jelly Roll is performing at SummerSlam next Saturday. So Jelly Roll could kind of be the Post Malone of 2K25. So, yeah, the crossovers is going to keep happening. And we're going to go through this whole debate next year. And Sexy Red, Jelly Roll, whoever, you know, the lead musician is going to be on the game, the soundtrack. But the point is that at the end of the day, it's up to you to buy it. If you wanna buy the pack, you don't buy it, that's fine. You know, at the end of the day, it's your money. You spend it how you want it. And if the Pat McAfee show pack isn't interesting for you, and you don't want to play as Ty and Boston Connor, then hey, that's your prerogative. It's your money. And comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Pat McAfee show pack is going to be delayed until the 31st. Do you guys want to play as Pat McAfee? Do you want to play as his friends? Are you excited, not excited, or are you just waiting for the September pack? Comment below, and I've been your host, Money Mike, and I will be back with more wrestling content here at Ringside Cinema.
Ringside Cinema, living out the dream. Lights down, time to go. Cheers the heroes we know. Ringside forever bold. Wrestling never gets old.